What is up, everybody? In this video I want to talk about Dragon Ball Z villains. Not Dragon Ball, not DB Super, not GT, or not Heroes either. Just strictly the Dragon Ball Z villains, and the main ones at that. We're not going to be talking about the androids or even Saiyan Saga Vegeta, because I'm planning on doing his own video about the evolution of Vegeta. No pun intended. But I want to talk about the main three villains of Dragon Ball, which to me, in my opinion, are Frieza, Cell, and Buu. Now, I wanted to talk about their fates and how they kind of bit the dust. Because yeah, Dragon Ball does have like explosions. What the fuck? And goofy stuff like that all the time, but it also does have certain nuance and depth to it that I think some people don't see Dragon Ball for. Like, I see some people do the same thing with One Piece or other animes where they're like, oh yeah, you know, it's not deep at all. But I feel like Dragon Ball and One Piece, and at least compared to Naruto or Bleach and other animes, like, oh, those two animes are not as deep as these. But I feel like these two do have deeper and more nuanced things about them, especially world building in both of these animes. But starting off with Dragon Ball, the first villain, Frieza. Frieza in Dragon Ball Z technically doesn't die on Namek from Goku, then does die with Trunks when he's in his mecha form, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But first I want to talk about why I liked how Frieza lost in general. For one, the voice acting in the sub and the dub was amazing. It was amazing. I would say the art in the manga is really good, but that really goes without saying for all the way these characters die in general. At least the voice acting was on point. I really liked the dub for Kai as well. He does an amazing job. Rest in peace too as well, but he does an amazing job at playing Frieza in general. I honestly prefer his voice to the sub, which might be a hot take, but I like the dub voice for Frieza and Kai better than the sub voice. But again, the voice acting was on peak. The way he delivered it, everything. He was like, yeah, yo, monkey. Like, the way he did go out, being cut in half. The man was cut in half. His own move did that to him, and his ignorance led him to doing that. And what really got him killed was his pride. At the end of the day, it was his own pride. This man begged for his life. Literally begging, pleading Goku for, please, spam me Goku, please. And Goku, of course, is like, okay, Frieza, I'll give you a little bit of energy. Gives him that little bit of energy, flies away, but before he flies, he starts talking shit to him, my bad. I remember him being like, man, fuck you, Frieza, you dirty man. He's like, oh, flew away, and Frieza's thinking in his head, like, this filthy monkey thinks he's better than me. I'm Lord Frieza, he can't be better than me. Dude literally takes it to the heart. I would too if I was Frieza, not gonna lie. And then throws a blast, the one final Hail Mary blast at Goku. And Goku yelling the you fool! And just throwing one blast back at him, that angry beam. It didn't even look like a Kamehameha, it was like yellow. Yellow and one-handed, which just felt even more savage-like. I'm not even trying to get on Goku and support Frieza and be like, these savage monkeys. Like, I'm not even trying to be like that, but it was savage-like. It was angry. Like, super angry for Goku. Frieza going out like that. He didn't even die, funny enough. This man survived a planet exploding while being cut in half and having a beam thrown at him. This man is durable as hell. Still alive. Then, the thing with Mecha Frieza is I don't mind the way Mecha Frieza died. It just showed off how cool Trunks was, getting cut up in like all the dozens of pieces and blasted away. Was badass, not gonna lie. But Mecha Frieza, his design in general, is not like the coolest to me. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I know some people are like, oh dude, Mecha Frieza is such a cool design to me. It makes so much sense. The spare parts design, I love that look for him. I don't. I just don't like the way Frieza is cobbled together. I hate that, honestly. With his full power form, he felt like first of all, his full power form looks insane. It's brolic. It looks like Stewie from Family Guy when he was on the steroids. It was insane looking, and it really shows off how angry Frieza could get. Now in this mecha form, he did like get really angry, but it doesn't look as cool, and the way he did go out was cool as well. Getting chopped up is a dope way to go, but if he died on Namek, I honestly would have been like probably a cooler cooler way to go when he went to Earth to fight Trunks. It was cooler on Namek, to me at least. Which I would say, the way Frieza did go out was cool, but Cell, I'd say, was definitely a super flashy way of going out. Frieza was already flashy, but Cell's was like, this is a whole episode dedicated to this craziness. Now, Frieza's felt really long, at least when he lost to Goku. Like, that fight felt super long. With Cell, it didn't feel as long, but there was definitely like a humongous build-up with the Cell games and everything. And with Gohan finally exploding, it had a much better payoff in the grand scheme of things, to me at least. I'd still say, even though I like Frieza better as a villain, I would still say the Cell arc is my favorite arc in Dragon Ball Z, even though it may seem like it's kind of like all over the place and like one to the next, like first these two androids, then these two androids, then this. It is a bit like, okay, we're jumping from this now to this. With Cell, the way he lost, kind of similar to like where Frieza were like, it's kind of a fake out and then later he comes back, and then there's even bigger thing. He reverted back to his semi-perfect form and then blew himself up with Goku. Goku sacrificed himself, and then Cell came back even stronger with the Zenkai boost, which is like, okay. And then now he's beam clashing, having a beam struggle with Gohan, who is using one arm because of Vegeta's bitch ass, and Cell loses because, I'm not even gonna cap, Vegeta. Vegeta was the reason why he kind of lost, because, you know, he hit him from the back or whatever, big pause, but he hit Cell from the back with his big bang, dang-a-lang kind of thing, that blast or whatever, and then he got distracted and he was like, Gohan, now's your chance, which, I'm not gonna lie, that whole scene, that whole fight with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Cell, and then him coming back and having a beam fight with Gohan was amazing. It was all done so amazingly. It looked amazing. The hype was crazy. Having Goku sacrifice himself and kind of come back in spirit while going like, ah, ah. Like, it was amazing. I can't even lie. And I think the way Cell went out was perfect. I think it was perfect in every way. I mean, honestly, it was so cool. You can't say like it's kind of like a, whoa, he came back and then he did that to Trunks and now he's coming back and it's so all over the place and stupid. It doesn't feel like a sake of a twist for the sake of a twist, because Goku was originally supposed to stay gone. And for the Buu arc, he feels more like a more mature kind of like, I'm in the back, kind of push the lead onto the younger generation, which I do like Goku being that more like, hey, no, just calm down, Gohan. I do like Goku being that kind of more mature. I've been through all this before, so I'm kind of like just trying to guide y'all and see you guys push yourself and you guys be the ones to protect Earth. I liked that role for Goku, and I think he fit that role really well. In that Cell arc, when he comes back, he kind of pushes that onto the next arc. You know, he kind of makes it so that is what's gonna happen in the next arc. It's like a building block, you could say. Oh yeah, well, Cell coming back is kind of a bruh. He could have just stayed gone, and it would have made Goku's sacrifice even better. Which, yeah, you can make the argument, but this was for Gohan, really. This is more for Gohan in general, like, and he also got rid of Trunks and made Vegeta have that bra, and Vegeta had that little redemption arc too. But this was mostly for Gohan. This is supposed to be Gohan's right, just like how Golden Frieza should have been Vegeta's thing. But whatever, I'm not gonna hold that on them too long. I would say I like Cell's fate better than Frieza's. And then there's Buu. Buu with the spirit bomb when he was a kid or whatever. When he came back and was just pure chaos, not even speaking anymore, just yelling, ooh, 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 like a monkey or whatever, man, just screaming, screeching. He had a lot of fake, I mean, with Majin Vegeta, he had a bunch of just like, bro, what is going on right now? But I would say, like, Kid Buu is kind of like more clear-cut, like, yeah, he lost to the Spirit Bomb, and that was basically it, and got reborn. I do think the speech Vegeta did give, while with the stalling and all this bull going on, was cool. I'm not the biggest fan of the Buu arc, but I learned to appreciate Buu as a villain more. Not just Kid Buu or Super Buu, but all his forms, even the skinny, gray, dirty one that's like anorexic, even that form. I learned to appreciate more of him. Even Buikalo, whatever his name is, like that, like, people forget about that dude, but like, I do learn to appreciate Buu as a villain, which is why I more appreciate his fate as a villain as well. Which you could say, why did he move out the way? Why did he move from the Spirit Bomb? Come on, man. Like, for one, this thing doesn't have a brain like that. This thing is like basically stupid. It's like dumb as hell. Like, it's basically basically a rock at that point, just fucking blowing shit up, blowing himself up in the process sometimes. Like, this man doesn't care. Second of all, that thing was like pretty big, pause, but like it was a pretty big ball. Pretty big blue ball. But also, his fate was fine. It didn't feel like too crazy. I do like how Goku is like, I hope you come back as somebody better next time, and gives the thumbs up, and him and Vegeta are on way better terms now and are way cooler again. Fine, that's all good and dandy, and how he gets the energy of everybody, that's cool. But I would say out of all three of them, Boo is probably the weakest fate to me. If I were to rank all three of Frieza, Cell, and Boo's fates, this is not me ranking who I like the best as villains out of these three, but their fates would probably be Boo at the very bottom. I'm sorry. I think Boo is an underrated villain. Like, everybody shit talks on Boo, but I think he's not that bad. And then it would be Frieza, even though he's my favorite villain out of these three. I think Cell's tops his. Honestly, I'm not even the biggest, like Cell fan of all time, but like, I'm not gonna cap and be like, that wasn't that cool. Like, nah, it was fucking amazing. It was an amazing fate. It was an amazing ending as well. Like I said, it would be Boo, Frieza, Cell. Now, if I was ranking my favorite villains out of these three, it'd be Boo, Cell, Frieza. But at least their fates, gotta switch Frieza and Cell there. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you'll enjoy this one. This is definitely a yap session video. This one didn't have an exact script. It was more just like small notes I had on the screen as well. If you guys want to have any other ideas or something like that, I have a humongous list of ideas as well that I plan on getting through. But this video came out a little bit, like a couple days late because the thumbnail took a little long, but that's besides the point. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Got me rocking my Dragon Ball shirt as well out here. But that's going to be for this video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this one. Peace.
And you keep feeling pain like, and I want something different, want you to listen. My baby so fine, got my head spinning.